All right, guys, it's Steph with the Hood Magazine here. I have Mr. Joe Thompson, on with us. He was one of our top educator of the years, and along with the two moms that nominated him and why he's so amazing. So we thought we'd take some time here to let the teachers talk to us little things about Mr. Joe and why they nominated him and like him so much. So the first question I have for the moms are, why does your child enjoy, or what does your child enjoy most in the classroom? Mandy, you want to go first?
Sure. The girls, they're very creative and crafty. So anytime they do the artwork and they're a little wild, they got a lot of energy. So running around is definitely fun for them too. But I've noticed that they listen to Mr. Joe a lot better than they listen to mommy. That's for sure.
Good. Olivia, did you have one? What's your child enjoy most?
Well, Saya, she always says he's nice. So just short, simple sentence, he's nice. But I mean, kind of raises, on concern like, are your other teachers not so nice? Or are you just, they just don't want to do what they tell you? No, he's nice. And she did actually, she was able to verbally actually, enunciate out that sentence. So I was just happy she was able to say that. But when I asked him, like, do you like Miss Tanya, her Head Start teacher? I'm like, which do you like going her routine school schedule? I'm like, Miss Tanya or Mr. Joe's? Which one? Like, I've been asking her lately. She goes, no, Miss Tanya, Mr. Joe. So she
Aww.
must like, I mean, you always coming out as the nice, I guess. So I guess you're nice. So.
Oh,
Well, that's a good thing.
I know, right?
It's a good thing they like that. All right. The next question, which I think you have both great answers for this one. What have you enjoyed watching your child learn or develop more this past year in Mr. Joe's classroom? So, Olivia, we'll let you take this one first.
Oh, it's kind of lengthy. Try not to. I always get a little bit choked every time I say it. So we transitioned middle of July, exactly July 14th of 2019. So not even a year. At that time, Saya, she did not speak at all. Literally within 2 days, I'm not even joking you, my daughter was back in full-on panties, and mind you, she was 4. So we regressed because she just couldn't communicate. So communication played a big factor in a lot of things in her personal social communication, all of that. And then we went from those 2 days to within 1 week responding simple yes and no statements, sentences. And then within 1 week to 2 weeks, Saya was full on speaking.
Wow.
Like talking.
Great.
So it's kind of like when you're that parent, when your baby or your toddler talks for the first time or says that first mommy, daddy word, she didn't speak at all. So not only did she skip one word, she went from like a 2-word statement sentence to full on responding. Literally, I'm not joking. Within 2 days, I came in the second day. I remember picking her up, and she's like, "Hi, mommy, I miss you." And I'm like, I looked at her. I'm like, that's a lot of words in a sense, because usually she
Right.
just more so makes noises, some similar to what an autistic child would do with the grunting and the moaning and the pointing, the frustration, because she couldn't get it out. And then you could see, like, once she was able, once she was able to finally talk, that is why, I don't know, all you ever want to do is have your child speak and talk, because it frustrates you as a parent too when you don't know what's going on. So literally, like, he's been a blessing transitioning. I was scared because we came from a small in-home daycare where that daycare teacher literally was no educational plan, no structure. And I went to her because it was a close high school friend. So like, I thought that trust was there, but she was just regressing. So I had to make that move in pulling her out, taking a big step, going to a structured, bigger facility. And that's how we met Mr. Joe. And that's my biggest thing for me, is seeing her improvement in her speech, because we are a trilingual household. So a part of me feels bad about that, but I know it will benefit her in the end. I'm just happy she's talking at age 5 finally. So yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. All right, Mandy, your turn.
Okay. I have twins, mind you. We moved here a year ago, April, yeah, about a year ago, 2 days, a year and 2 days. And we ended up moving here because it's from Colorado because it's expensive out there. But the daycare out there does have the daycare out there does have structure. And they have different centers and stations in each classroom that they can go to and learn different skills. And I visited a few daycares out here and have not been able to find one until I ran into Discovery Learning Center with Mr. Joe. We started in the 2-year-old room, and there wasn't so much structure there, but once we got into Mr. Joe's classroom, my girls blossomed. We were potty training on our way here, which is difficult when you're traveling and moving. And they kind of regressed a little bit, but then we got back on track once we did get into Mr. Joe's classroom. He is amazing with them. He makes sure that they do their crafts. He reads to them all the time. Reads several stories, more than I probably do or would want to, in a day. He is, yeah, he's amazing. And that classroom has so much for them to do. He makes sure that they have everything that they need to be able to learn. And he does everything he can to make sure they have it. And he probably feels like they're his kids, but them being your kids, it's really amazing to see someone else do that for your children.
Oh, that's perfect. All right, Joe, I'm going to throw one last question at you that you weren't. Just anything else you have to say to other teachers out there or parents if they're looking for childcare, especially right now, or anything you want to let them know?
And I mean, in this particular era where we don't know what's going on, I understand the parents that they pull their child because they're staying at home. It's kind of one of those, why should I be doing this? Why should I pay? And the one thing I can stress is if you're gonna take them out, don't stop paying because childcare centers have to pay their employees. This ends 2, 3 months from now. If you stop paying at a childcare facility, you're going to come back and your spot may not be there. So if you want to ensure that your spot's there, make sure you keep paying because there is such a demand for childcare out there, whether it's on the north end of town, the south end of town, wherever you're at, that if you can find that one teacher that is going to be the draw to your child's learning, by all means, do it. Um, Especially with me, Mandy, you said it perfectly. Is I think of every child as my own. I taught my own child. He went through my program, and I've watched him blossom, and he's doing phenomenal in kindergarten. And so I just have a blessing as I get up every morning. I thank God for another day, and I just go about my day. But I make certain to take an extra precaution that I love every single child that crosses my path.
Yeah, thanks. Well, thank you guys for jumping on this
Yeah,
call with me. Joe, congratulations on your nomination for Educator of the Year. You are at Discovery Learning Center.
thank you.
And if you haven't seen it yet, it's on our website, thehoodmagazine.com. It's also in our digital issue. We'll have the links and that stuff too. So thanks again for joining us. Have a good night. All right.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank
Thanks, you too.
you.
Bye.